Welcome to today's Explainer. We're going to dive right into a massive issue that honestly so many of us are dealing with, often without even realizing it. I mean, since day one, you've probably been told to follow this super specific, traditional path, right? Get the good grades, grab that degree, land the secure job, and start investing. It's what I call the autopilot mode of personal finance. We're basically taught to just, go through the motions, assuming that if we tick all those little boxes, wealth and security are naturally going to follow.
But here is the harsh reality of it all. You've been told to follow that autopilot mode so you can become financially free, but I'm betting a lot of you listening right now still feel totally trapped. You feel that creeping financial anxiety, don't you? And why is that? It's because the system itself is literally designed to keep you locked inside it. Even really smart, conservative people who think they've got personal finance figured out are falling headfirst into these hidden traps that just drain their wealth. So today, we're pulling back the curtain to see exactly why this happens.
To do that, we've got a really clear roadmap for today. We are going to unmask 4 specific inherited financial traps. First up, the illusion of diversification. Second, unmasking the ULIP trap. Third, the endowment plan illusion. And finally, escaping the sick care system. Let's get into it.
All right, trap number 1, the illusion of diversification. Why more mutual funds absolutely does not equal less risk.
Okay, let's dive into this. Diversification is one of those buzzwords we all love, right? It is a strategy literally everyone tells you to use, but the way most people actually do it, it's a complete illusion. Picture a well-intentioned investor. Maybe they read some online forums or they got pushed by a distributor, and they decide they want to play it really safe. So they buy a Nifty 50 index fund. Cool. Then they tack on a large cap fund, a mid cap, a small cap, and maybe sprinkle in some exciting sector funds like manufacturing or defense. On paper, it's like, wow, look at this robust, diversified portfolio. You have got your hands in a little bit of everything, right?
But wait until you peek under the hood. If you take all the underlying stocks from all those different mutual funds and just dump them into a spreadsheet, the math is totally staggering. It turns out 33% of the stocks in this supposedly highly diversified portfolio are exactly the same. A full third of your money is just pouring into the exact same blue-chip companies like HDFC Bank, for example, over and over and over again across these different funds. You aren't actually diversifying at all. You are just duplicating your fees and dangerously concentrating your risk.
So the crucial takeaway here is this. Buying 20 different equity mutual funds to protect your money? Absolute myth. True diversification is about holding non-correlated assets. And by that, I mean owning things where if one goes up, the other doesn't automatically follow suit. You want to keep your equity exposure incredibly simple. Honestly, 1 or 2 index funds is usually plenty. From there, you spread your capital across entirely different asset classes. Think real estate, fixed income, or gold. That is how you actually protect your money.
Moving on to trap number 2, unmasking the ULIP trap, the serious danger of mixing insurance and investment.
Now, listen, falling into this specific trap is usually not even your fault. It is often this bad financial product we inherit from our parents who bought it totally out of love because some agent pitched them this magical plan for your future. So, what is it exactly? Well, ULIP stands for Unit-Linked Insurance Plan, and it is basically pitched as this brilliant all-in-one package that gives you life insurance while simultaneously investing your money in the markets. Sounds great, right? Wrong. In reality, it acts as a total Trojan horse. It takes 2 fundamentally different financial concepts, protecting yourself against catastrophic risk and compounding your wealth, and just mashes them together into one deeply confusing, inefficient package.
Seriously, let's do the math on this, because numbers never lie. If you isolate just the insurance part of a typical ULIP, the absurdity is pretty obvious. You might pay an annual premium of 50,000 rupees, and in return, the policy only gives you a life cover of roughly 5 lakhs. Are you kidding me? Compare that directly to a pure term insurance plan. For a tiny fraction of the cost, we're talking around 8,000 rupees a year, you could secure a massive life cover of 1 crore. You are paying a gigantic premium in a ULIP for a completely, utterly inadequate amount of coverage.
And it gets worse, because the investment side of the ULIP is just as flawed. Look, a standard mutual fund just charges you one simple expense ratio, usually between 0.5 and 1.5%. A ULIP? It charges a similar fund management fee, but then it slaps on this sneaky thing called a mortality charge. Every single month, just to pay for that tiny insurance cover we just talked about. The ULIP literally cancels and deducts investment units right out of your portfolio. It is actively taking your shares away. It is pure anti-compounding poison. Oh, and did I mention they lock your money up for 5 years too? Yeah. So the golden rule here. Never, ever mix your insurance and your investments. Which brings us to trap number 3, the endowment plan illusion, the whole guaranteed income marketing pitch.
So if the ULIP relies on confusing you, the endowment plan trap relies on a deeply emotional psychological trigger. It sells you the comforting illusion of guaranteed future income. And I have to admit, the marketing pitch is incredibly seductive. An agent will sit you down and map out this beautiful timeline. They will say, hey, just invest 1 lakh every year for 10 years. By year 2, we are going to immediately start giving you 25,000 back annually. And then, from years 11 to 20, you will get this massive guaranteed payout of over 1 lakh every single year. I mean, hearing that, it feels safe, it feels guaranteed, and it sounds highly profitable.
But then you crunch the numbers, and this brilliantly illustrates the reality. If you take all those comforting, beautiful marketing numbers, plug them into an Excel sheet, and calculate your actual annualized return, you get 3.11%. That is it. 3.11. You are literally locking away your liquidity for decades for a return that cannot even beat inflation. The math totally unmasks the marketing lingo here, guys.
So you're probably wondering, why on earth are so many smart people sold these terrible products? The answer is simple: massive commissions. Banks heavily incentivize the relationship managers and agents to aggressively push these exact endowment plans and ULIPs. It is highly profitable for the bank, and it is a huge payday for the agent. It is just a classic textbook case of misaligned incentives. But now that you know this, you have the power to confidently just say no the next time someone tries to pitch you one of these complex, bundled financial traps.
All right, our final trap, number 4, escaping the sick care system, why your health insurance isn't healthcare.
This final trap really requires us to completely reframe how we look at traditional medical protections, because most of us deeply misunderstand what health insurance actually does. Let me just show you how a misunderstood policy can literally bankrupt you. Imagine your policy has a hospital room rent cap of 6,000 rupees a day. You get admitted and you think, hey, I'll take the slightly nicer 10,000 rupee room and just pay the 4,000 difference out of pocket. Wrong. Insurance companies use this nasty little clause called proportionate deduction. Because your covered room rate was only 60% of the upgraded room's price, the insurer is now only going to cover 60% of your entire hospital bill. The surgeries, the doctor fees, the extremely expensive medicines, all of it slashed to 60%. A simple room upgrade can unexpectedly cost you lakhs. Always read the fine print, and only buy policies with 0 room capping.
Furthermore, just buying a policy doesn't instantly act like a magic shield against risk. Health insurance comes with waiting periods. For incredibly common lifestyle conditions like hypertension, which, let's be honest, affects so many of us, there is often a strict 2-year waiting period before the insurance company will cover a single rupee related to that condition. If you wait until you are already sick to buy insurance, it is game over. You are too late. You absolutely have to buy it early when you are perfectly healthy.
But you know, there's a much bigger illusion at play here. We all call it health insurance, but let's be real, it's actually sick care insurance. Because by the time you have to use it and check into a hospital, you are already in the sick care system. True wealth isn't just about perfectly balanced index funds. It is about investing daily, physical effort into your body so that you never even have to use that insurance in the first place. It means eating right, hitting the gym, and recognizing that sitting at a desk all day is literally the new smoking. Feeling healthy is the ultimate compounding asset. It's the only thing that ensures you are actually going to be around to enjoy all that financial freedom you are working so hard to build.
As we wrap up today's explainer, I want to leave you with a direct challenge. We've spent time today unmasking bad mutual fund habits, ditching ULIPs, ignoring those sneaky endowment pitches, and reading the fine print on our policies. But honestly, what is the point of flawlessly optimizing your financial portfolio if you don't have the physical health to enjoy a single rupee of it? Your body is literally the only house you are forced to live in forever. So are you investing in it today? Think about that, and I'll catch you next time.